All right, welcome everyone. My name is Jesse. Sorry for getting started quite a bit later than we were expecting here. Had some technical difficulties with getting our YouTube stream to actually go live, but we are good to go now. Let me just check, make sure that. Okay, awesome. Yeah, the team just let me know that we are actually live. So good to go here. It looks like OBS has changed some of the sizing, so I'll make it a little bit bigger. We're joined by just kind of the normal crew here on the community call. We've got Shivai, who's one of our um, DevRel folks. We've got Angel, who's going to give us a product update. And we also have Prasanth here, who's one of our community champions. We'll be introducing that program later on today. And he's going to be walking us through the new SBOM features. So before we get started here, I wanted to share what we're doing with KubeCon. So let me share my screen really quickly here, and everyone can see. We're going to be quite busy at KubeCon. If you're going to be there, we would love to. It's not sharing the right screen right now. We would love to see you. Let's see if I can get the right screen to share here. We've got several talks. So as you can see down at the bottom, our team will be at.
So it's currently sharing your desktop, Jesse.
It should be, yeah. Does it say KitOps at KubeCon?
No, it's just sharing the background.
All right, what about now? No? All right, let me try this again. Sorry, guys.
More technical difficulty.
Yeah, I gotta love it. All right, can you see the screen now? All right,
Yeah,
awesome.
we see the browser, so it's not in presentation mode, but
Okay. All right, we'll call this good. We've got several talks. So the first one is Cloud Native Rejects. Ram Iyengar will be there if you're in town a little bit early. And then at the actual conference itself, we've got two talks. So Shivai will be presenting, and then we'll also be Yash will be including us in one of his supply chain talks. If you can't make any of the talks, because it overlaps with someone, we would still love to say hi if you're in the area. Model Pack will be at the Project Pavilion for a few hours on Tuesday, and then KitOps will be at the Project Pavilion on Wednesday. The Josu team, so that'll be me, Brad, and Gorkum. Shavai might be around a little bit. Will be at the Josu booth anytime the trade floor is open. So stop by. One of us will definitely be there, and we would love to say hi. All right, on that, I will hand it over. Let me make sure this thing lets me stop screen sharing. And I will hand it over to Angel to give us an overview on some of the recent releases for KitOps.
yeah, sure. I've been head down on working on model pack support in KitOps, so I don't have. So it's a smaller update, and also I don't have my usual slide deck ready. But I can go through. We just released KitOps v1.9 yesterday. In there, there's two big changes. So one of them is that we've changed how untagging works in remote repositories. Previously, Kit could only remove model kits from a remote. So if you did, if you wanted to remove the latest model kit in a registry like Docker or Quay.io, it would delete the whole model kit and erase all tags on it and everything. You couldn't untag remote model kits. So with v1.9, now you can. Basically, the remote remove command works similarly to how it works locally. Something we should have done a while ago, but I think there was some confusion on the OCI spec on how untagging in remote repositories worked. So that's fixed. And then also we've added a version check endpoint to kitops.ml. So now if you go to kitops.ml/version, it reports the current latest version. That's used internally in the CLI to check if there's an update available. You may have seen an update notification saying, hey, you're using v1.8 and now v1.9 is available. That's now using that endpoint as of v1.9. And yeah, that's pretty much it for now. A lot of changes coming in the near future with model pack support, but that's not quite done baking yet. It should be done baking in time for KubeCon though, so look forward to it then. And yeah, I'll hand it back to you, Jesse.
Yeah, thank you, Angel. That's super exciting. I'm actually going to hand it over to Prasanth to talk about the SBOM feature in KitOps. So Prasanth is one of our community champions, and he actually wrote the majority of the code on that feature. So pass it off to him to give us a scoop on how that went, just as far as contributing, and then a little bit of an overview of the feature itself.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I am Prasanth. Uh, so I do have a slide deck, so I can show you a bit. I did prepare something for this. So yeah, so SBOMs in KitOps CLI. This is something which I had an opportunity to work on, which is pretty good. And so yeah, first let's start with a simple story. You have a production running or a development a VM that your company is using to uh, you using a bunch of tools to test, develop the AI models and something, and you suddenly notice your VMs are like averaging at 70% usage on idle, and what is happening? This is n- not gonna happen, but and one after the other it's there is some tool you're using that got tampered with, and you didn't check for the supply chain security of the tool, or you didn't check the tool is signed, if the tool is verified, if the tools you are using is having the right provenance, so you can trust the tool. So one after the other it creates a domino effect which will get your like AI models slow, your models get poisoned, and like it has a lot of cascading effects. So a little bit about me. I'm one of the contributors of Harbor, and now contributing to GitOps, CMLOps, and Model Pack, and all the other things. So to more about me, you can scan the QR. And also, I would like to give a disclaimer about this. Like, don't mistake this for SBOMs for model kits. This is SBOMs for KitOps CLI releases. So like the tool itself, the KitOps CLI now comes with an SBOM. So you can like have the provenance of who did the SBOM. Like I mean like who writes the code and the commits, like you have a clear provenance on the KitOps tool itself. So yeah, and what is SBOM? Basically, SBOM is also known as software bill of materials, which people like assume and connect this with a bill of materials that you would have with uh, a food item, or you would have with something like a snack bar, or a medical device, or tablets, something, right? So that would contain ingredients that is present in that cookie, right? So that is for software, we call it a bill of materials. The bill of materials started from the manufacturing industry, but now we have this in the software industry too, which is useful in finding dependencies of dependencies, which you can see in the right. We have clear pictures showing that I used a Flask as a example app, but since it has very minimal dependencies, but it can go pretty wide based on your app and the dependencies you consume. If I just pick the JS app, then it would have blown up all over the place, but I don't want to do that. So let's keep it simple. Like you may be thinking now, like, should I even care about SBOM? Like, what is this thing? Why do I need to have a bill of materials? I already do have a list which is called a package or JSON in JavaScript land, or go.mod in Golang side, which you already track the list of dependencies you use in your applications. But where SBOM shine is the place where it has the ability to find the transitive dependencies, which means that not just the dependencies your application is consuming, but the dependencies of the dependencies. So that's pretty much it. And why you should care is because basically SBOMs, people think it's security itself as a feature, like, which it isn't. Security is a must. You should like start doing security from the start, right? So don't think of it as a feature. We did that. It's a must. So it's like, what's the point of having an AI standardization if the tool itself doesn't have an SBOM, right? So uh, we included that, and these are the other nitty goodies of having an SBOM, which will like have a clear transparency of your supply chain, and you can also like identify the vulnerable dependencies. Like one of your dependencies gets tampered with or gets attacked with a high vulnerability or like critical CVEs. If you have an SBOM, you can directly flag that CVE, and basically like this dependency is used by my application, so I should like remove that dependencies or update to the fixed version or something like that. And there is also this uh, idea of compliance and regulations which mandate SBOM to be shipped within the applications you ship should have an SBOM attested to it. So yeah, these are the other things, and this is highly useful in the finding the vulnerabilities, and all these scanners will pretty much use SBOM. And why it's matter for AIML is like, as I said in the story, like these tampered dependencies that you create, uh, you are using to create these models can sometimes poison your AI models, and like it can like run a Bitcoin miner or something like the cryptographic things, which can happen on the background, maybe steal your keys, who knows what, right? So this is critical to your infrastructure, and this SBOM is, if you are using any tools on your production system, you should always check for the SBOM, check for the verified signer and all these things. And yeah, so since we know about SBOM, like now KitOps CLI would also have SBOMs uh, in every release. So you can like basically go to the KitOps, and then there is a new release which came up yesterday. So you can check out this release, and you will see this SBOM is present in almost all of the releases. So you can like verify it against if what are the dependencies that KitOps has. So let me show you a quick look on what are the dependencies that the KitOps has. So this is the visualization of the KitOps tool, CLI. So let me get it clear a bit. So it's pretty good. Actually, in my opinion, KitOps just use very little amount of dependencies. So this might be the SBOM graph, and the actual content in the SBOM would look something like this. So we use the SPDX version of it. So you can see it's created for KitOps Linux one. I took one. So you can see what are the versions, the things, and what is the licenses. You can check for all the other things and what is dependent on, blah, blah, blah. All those things will come in here. So yeah, that is a good thing. You can now use this visualization to, or else like use this for compliance and all those purposes. So yeah, and these are the tools I used for this. So basically I use Swift and Go Releaser. You can check out this PR and if you want to know more about the implementation specifics. So yeah, thank you. That's pretty much it from my side. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Prasanth. That's really, really exciting. It's cool to have such an awesome commit. So thank you so much for that. All right, let me get my screen share going again. All right, and we have a big update to KitOps. So we are today introducing the KitOps Champions program. And our goal with this is to bring together some thought leaders in the AI/ML space, but also just acknowledge the individuals that have been going above and beyond to contribute to the project. These are the people that you see oftentimes in the KitOps Discord channel. They're answering support questions. They're creating content. They're speaking at a lot of talks. In fact, if you look at the KubeCon talk roster, you'll see that it's mainly our champions and community members. And so we created this program to help them get a little bit more reach, and then also just to support them. As far as the champions that we have right now, Prasanth is one of our champions. We also have Blaze. We have Burhan, who I'm sure you've seen in Discord, and he's in the YouTube chat right now. And we also have Manav, who's been creating a ton of great KitOps champions. So round of applause to you guys. We're excited to have you. Thank you for all that you're doing. If you want to catch some of the KitOps champions, if you go to jozu.com/champions, which Jozu is sponsoring this program, you'll see a running list of talks where these individuals will be. And if you're interested in being a champion, let us know. We're looking to expand the program. We'll probably bring on 2 or 3 more into this new cohort. So something that we're very excited about. And obviously it's a big step in the life of the project itself. So yeah, once again, thank you so much, and we're excited to have all of you join the program. And that is it for kind of the main topics of today's call. If there are any questions, we would love to take them. Just drop them into the YouTube chat. Let me find the YouTube chat somewhere here. And our team will we'll get to them. Let's see. Give everyone just a minute to drop any questions or comments that they have into the chat box.
Jesse, do you want to talk about at all about the kind of continued growth of the product in terms of downloads and stuff, or?
Yeah, absolutely. We had that slide, but since we got started a little bit later, I decided to skip it. But yeah, we've had a lot of really great project growth lately. In fact, this week we surpassed 168,000 KitOps installs. This week was one of the bigger install days for us. So we had 7,800 installs this past week, which is huge for the project. It's really showing a lot of the momentum that we're seeing. So yeah, it's very, very exciting.
Super cool.
Yeah, so at that, it seems like there are no questions in the chat. Oh, there is one. Any plans for KitOps and Jozu MCP server? So this is actually kind of a cool topic. We do have an MCP for Jozu currently. It's a Cursor MCP. You can find it on the KitOps repo. And what it does is it automatically packages your builds into model kits as you're working with the MCP. So it's a pretty cool thing to have. So as you're vibe coding, you're building your model kits at the same time. If you want to see a demo of that, if you go back 2 weeks of community calls, Shivai actually demos that MCP. So it's a pretty cool one to go back in the history and check out.
And I'll actually paste a link to the blog that was posted about it from Daily Dose of Data Science. There's a list there as well, so I'll maybe drop that into the Discord.
All right. Well, yeah, we are looking forward to seeing everyone at KubeCon, and keep an eye out for next month's community call. I'll make sure that some of these weird little bugs that we saw this time get squashed, and it's a bit of a smoother experience. So thanks, everyone.